Welcome back, motherfuckers. How you been? Have you missed me? Cause I've missed you, like a lot. So I've been really fucking busy with work, and then when I'm not at work, I want to sleep because I'm so tired from work because my schedule is so erratic. They have me working at a different store than I'm supposed to be at because they like lost some managers, and so even though I'm still in training, they need me to go over there and whip these people into fucking shape because I'm good like that. But anyways, today I feel really inspired to film, which is why I have so much fucking energy right now, and I'm actually making a video, so hooray! I got back from Pilates like 30 minutes or so ago. I'm getting ready really early. I want to impart my knowledge because I've been wearing makeup since I was like 11 or 12 years old because that's when I started getting acne. And so I think I've learned a lot of things over the years. Plus I'm really addicted to watching beauty YouTubers, if you will. And I feel like I've picked up tips and tricks, things that are helpful. My makeup lasts all day. I feel like I'm pretty decent at beating my face. So I thought I could share with you what I learned to help me control my makeup and be able to apply it better and just make it last longer throughout the day. So that's what this is. This is my tips and tricks to you, learning you some knowledge about makeup. Disclaimer, I am not an expert. I am not a professional. This is just, I'm obsessed with makeup and I've been doing it for many, many years. So while I may not have a certification, I feel like I know some things, you know? I just know some things. So I thought that I would sit down and film this because I'm feeling really inspired. I want to get more serious about my skincare. I ordered some Tatcha skincare products and also the Tatcha Silk Canvas, which I'm going to use today. I'm going to do a couple of things today. I'll explain that. I ordered Tatcha's like 2-week sample of like a skincare starter pack, and I did it for like the oily skin. I used these little products and I've been using them and I really fucking like them, and they're very, very expensive, but I want to invest in my skincare. So there's that. It starts with your skin. So take care of your skin, get that shit under control, and then worry about the rest of it. First things first, after your skincare, so second things first, you need to figure out what your skin type is so that you know what products to use. For example, I have very oily skin. Like, it's just a fucking grease trap. It's always been that way. I started using lots of oil-free products. You just have to really like read things. I will only put oil-free things. I stopped using coconut oil on my face, by the way, because it did break me out. You motherfuckers were right. I was wrong. I apologize for my transgressions. Learn what your skin type is. If you can't figure it out, then, you know, go to a dermatologist and figure out what it is. And then make sure that you're using products that are friendly to that. So I use a water-based moisturizer, like gel moisturizers, just things that are oil-free because I don't need to be adding any oil to it. I have started using this Physicians Formula oil-free rosé all day serum, and it brightens and tightens, and I'll put that underneath my makeup on top of like my moisturizer and stuff, and I feel like this helps. It also helps to moisturize your face, so keep your skin hydrated. I know I have talked about how I'm a crusty ass bitch that doesn't moisturize. I still don't moisturize the rest of my fucking body. Like, I just don't. I'm sorry. But I moisturize the fuck out of my face and my neck and my chest, alright? So this is gonna stay young forever. The rest of me can grow. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care. It's whatever. So find the skincare products that work for you. I have acne-prone skin. You can see I've got some breakouts right here. My skin has been pretty clear for the past, like, I want to say 6 or so years. In high school, it was really, really bad acne. When I started taking Halo Beauty, I started breaking out, but that also coincided with me starting this new job in this pizza kitchen where there's like grease flying around in the air, and I was testing out the environment, so I like wasn't wearing makeup to work, and then I would wear a little bit, and then I wore a full face to see what the makeup, like if my makeup could stay on and like look good all day long, which it does. And so now I wear a full face of makeup to work in a fucking pizza kitchen. I've discovered if I don't wear makeup to work, then I will break out. And so that's what these are from, is because the past couple of days I've had to work at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I have woken up like right when it's time to leave, so I haven't had time. So got a little bit of breakouts and I'm supposed to start my period like tomorrow. So, you know, there's just a kerfuffle of things going on with my skin right now, but it's not that bad. So figure out what your skin type is and then go from there. So for my foundations and stuff, I usually use mattifying products because if I put anything, like I bought this Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist because I watched Jaclyn Hill and she like does that bougie thing where she like sprays her beauty sponge with it and she likes her face to look wet. And I don't know what her skin type is, but I'm guessing it's dry. Because I tried this, just 2 fucking squirts of this, and my face was so fucking oily looking. And so I think I'll give this to my friend. I think she has dry skin, but maybe she'll like this. So Sierra, you want this? Because it doesn't work for me. It's bougie as fuck and it doesn't work for me, and I don't like to look wet. And for the longest time, I didn't wear highlighter because of the fact that my skin was oily, and I kept always having to touch up my makeup because I wasn't priming my face. I wasn't using products that were proper for me. I wasn't setting my face properly. And so my oil would come through and I'd be very, very shiny and I'd constantly have to touch it up. So adding shine to my face was not a thing for me. Now I do. I add that to my face because I've learned how to keep my makeup on, how to keep it in place, how to keep the oil from coming through. So today I also wanted to do like a little experiment because before I got the Tatcha Silk Canvas, I was using the Bobbi Brown Face Base, and I really like this a lot. Since I've got the Tatcha Silk Canvas, I've been using just that, and guys, I really fucking like it. I know this shit is hyped up. I've seen so many fucking YouTubers review this shit and they're like,
oh girl, oh my god, holy shit, like damn, Tatcha, I see you.
And then I was buying the skincare stuff and I was like, hey, I'm already spending like $100 fucking. Why don't I just buy the fucking Silk Canvas as well and call it a fucking day? And I've used it 6 times now, I think. And I feel like it makes my makeup last longer and look even better. And so what I wanted to do today was do half my face with the Bobbi Brown and the other half with the Tatcha. And then we'll see if it looks better, like if my makeup applies better over top of it. We'll just battle them a little bit. And then at the end of the night, I work today, after I get off of work, I'll look at my makeup and I'll record and see how it looks at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face. Priming is very important. I know there are some people that don't believe in primers. They don't think they do anything. I don't like to not wear a primer because I feel like A, my foundation doesn't apply well, but B, it doesn't last. So some people don't like primers. That's fine, do you. I'm a primer queen, okay? So in my opinion, it's good to prime your face. So I use a damp beauty sponge, and we'll do the left side with the Bobbi Brown. Oh, I forgot how good that smelled. Okay. Can you see a difference in my face already with just half of it primed? I don't know. Ooh, this side of my face feels really cooling now. And then the other half I'm gonna do with Tatcha. I love that it came with this cute little like disc, and it's got a little line on it to tell you like where to stop with the primer. So I'm gonna use this. Obviously you can see it has been loved. I'm just gonna scrapey scrape. I use about half the normal amount since it's half my face. Right there. It says to warm it up between your fingers, so I will do that. And then press it into my skin. Whoa, holy shit, I'm looking at my camera. This side is pink because it's got like a pearlized finish. I don't know, but it brightens. I have worn this primer alone, like on days that I haven't been able to wear makeup to work. I have put this on my face, so at least there's a barrier, because it does create a barrier between your skin and the environment. And you can see it's kind of getting better now, but it also helps brighten your face a little bit. So now that we are primed, I'm gonna go in with my tried and true, the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage. I fucking love this foundation. I have used it many, many times. I know what it is supposed to look like, so I feel like this is a good test, and it is super long wearing. Oh, I completely went off track from what I was saying earlier. Some people don't like to use primers. One day, maybe I'll do a video where it's half no primer, half primer. Ooh, I don't want to do that, but I will for you guys, okay? That way you can see the difference in how my makeup applies and how it wears throughout the day and everything, so. Did you hear that? I don't know if that was my collarbone or what the fuck, but it just went when I did that. So, I'm gonna take this, by the way, in case you're interested, my shade is 112 Natural Ivory. You can't fucking see that. There we go. 112 Natural Ivory. I'm gonna pump that on the back of my hands. That's actually way too much, but you know, we're gonna go with it. Another thing I learned is less is more. So while I just pumped all of this on the back of my hand, I will not use all of this. So you want to get enough coverage, but you don't want to like cake that shit on your face, okay? It's not a pretty look. That's how it starts looking cakey and disgusting. I take my finger and dip it in the foundation, and then I kind of put it on my face. A beauty blender, bounce that shit in. Oh, tip for matching your foundation, Jackie Aina matches this way, and I'm sure some other people do, but I know for sure her. Some people like match it to their arm, and some people put it directly on their face, but me and Jackie Aina, I blend it into my chest. You see how that's pretty, yeah, pretty much fucking disappears. That way, if, you know, I'm wearing something that's like a V-neck or something, my face and my chest are the same color. And that's how you fucking match the shit, okay? Damn, that is such a full coverage ass foundation. Buff it in. I should probably also tell y'all about a couple other foundations that I really like, especially if you have oily skin. All right, we're gonna take some more of that. And even though that my neck and face are pretty much the same color, because I matched my foundation, I'm still gonna go down my neck just to make sure. I still have a bunch fucking left over. I'll just keep bringing it down. Why not? Oh my God, you guys, I keep getting burned at work on the fucking oven. You can see this scar right here. That's a burn. These two are burned right here. I burned myself right there on the oven last night. I've got, this is a fucking burn. Like, I'm gonna be covered in tattoos, so it's okay, but I'm still upset about it, you know? All right, so I have that much foundation left over. I'm just gonna wipe that off because I'm not gonna use it. A couple of my other favorite foundations. So the Maybelline is drugstore. I like the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear foundation. This one is a little bit lighter of coverage, and I am in shade Ivory. I feel like this sits really pretty on the skin. It is a nice, it says oil-free shine control, and I feel like that is accurate, but I really like this. I really like the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I am shade LC1 in this, and this has sunscreen in it. I used to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I'm shade 102 Shell Beige. I haven't used this in a long time, but I still have it because, I don't know, this was my tried and true. I have the Hourglass Vanishing Stick in shade Alabaster. I don't like this. I think the shade is a little bit too light for me. But also, I can't blend it. I'm a beauty blender girl, and even when I've tried to fucking blend it with a brush, like I don't really like the way this looks. I don't know. I'm not a fan, and it like creased a whole lot. And then I've continued to test out the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I'm shade 00B. I think this is growing on me. I have this other Maybelline, the Fit Me, but I've only worn it like a couple of times. I don't really think I like it. It's for normal to oily skin, so I'll have to fucking try that too. Okay, concealers. I really love this, the Maybelline, the Instant Age Rewind. The formula is great. It doesn't crease. I always get little creases no matter what right here, just because I express a lot, and so that just fucking happens. Make sure you're also, similar to foundations, when you're choosing that, make sure you're finding your correct shade. I, for the longest time, didn't understand undertones, and I didn't understand that I am a pink undertone, and so I would buy things that are like yellows. Figure out what your undertones are and make sure you're reading product descriptions, paying attention to whether it's warm or cool toned. I believe pink undertone is cool tone and yellow is warm. I think that's how it goes. There are hairs on my fucking face and I can't. So you want to find that. Again, I'm shade Fair Claire, just in case anybody cares. You don't want to go too heavy. So I conceal underneath my eyes right here, and I do the triangle thing. I do my chin, because you want to find the bright points of your face. So like when sun shines on it, like pretty much the center and the high points. So here, I do right here, and then where my smile lines are, I'll put concealer because then I'll set it, and that kind of helps fight them a little bit. I still have issues with them, but I'll figure it out. I do the bridge of my nose, and then the center of my forehead. I used to do like right here, but I stopped doing that. What is that? What are you? Why are you on my face? Who invited you? Let me see your ticket. So the foundation looks pretty similar on both sides of my face. Am I seeing less pores on the Bobbi Brown side than I am on the Tatcha side? I don't know. Okay, let's blend my concealer. I mostly just look in the mirror that's behind my camera to do blending, but I need to remember to look up close because there have been times, many times, where I've been like, ah yes, I'm fully blended out, and then I get out into the world and I notice that like something is not blended and I can't fix it, and it's already set with powder, and there's there's nothing I can do about it. So blend that in. You never want to smear it. Don't pull a Tana Mojo. You treat this shit like a trampoline, okay? Bounce, 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 motherfucker. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And I put the concealer on my eyelid as well, and I'll set that too, and that acts as my primer for my eyeshadow. I used to, not do primer on my eyelids, and my eyeshadow would not apply nicely at all. But also would just, not last because of the grease on my face, and it just would move around and be fucking crazy. So, yep, I think that blended pretty nicely. I'm gonna try not to make expressions so that I can set my face. I use the Laura Mercier Universal Invisible Loose Setting Powder, and this I feel like works pretty well, so I'm just gonna pour that out into here. Ooh, got the fan on in here, so things are blown away. Okay, got my powder, dip my sponge into that, and then bounce the powder all over where I put concealer, and then on the rest of my face as well. Because the key for me to making sure that I stay matte, this is a very important step, is to just set the fuck out of your face. And so just applying it with a brush doesn't lock it in really, in my opinion. So setting it with a damp sponge. So I'm essentially baking, but this powder doesn't bake. It just kind of fucking melts into your skin. But I feel like the technique of using a damp sponge instead of a brush actually makes it set better. Try not to express. Okay, and now I'm gonna do that to the rest of my face as well, but I wanted to make sure that I hit the concealer first. And so I look like a ghost for a little bit, but once I finish the rest of my face, I'm not gonna look so ghastly. And I'll also set the foundation that's on my neck. Okay. And then for my eyelids though, I do set it with a brush and actually a different kind of powder. I used to do the baking thing on my eyelid as well, but then with the Jeffree Star palette, for some reason that doesn't, like, the shadows don't stay on. And so I've been using this yellowy shade. It's the highlight from this Smashbox, and just a fluffy blending brush and just setting my concealer with that. I don't know why this works better. Maybe because this doesn't make it such a like dry, I don't know. Our entire face is set and there is no dimension. It is time to contour. So I'm gonna be using this Wet n Wild brush. It's the P65. It's like a tapered brush. I used to use this for highlighting and then I got the Morphe M510 and I really like that. And I used to contour my face with this brush right here, but I feel like it left too square of a line, and so I'm going to use this because it's a little more pointed. And going back into the Smashbox, I'm going to use this cool tone shade. So I'm just gonna, you know, just the tip right here, dabby dab, tappity tap. And then I read that it's like from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth, but I try to find like the hollow, like that's my cheekbone kind of right there. I can feel that. So like I'll go right underneath my cheekbone and just kind of tap that lightly to give us a little more dimension. Well, a little dimension because I have no dimension right now because I'm just stark white. Okay, and once you tap it on, then you can start kind of blending it. You can pretty much fix anything with blending. Oh, also, if you accidentally apply your contour too dark, just take a fucking powder brush and your translucent powder and go over top of it a little bit. That can help fix it. Okay. So you see how I've got a little shadow there? It kind of gives me a little cheekbone action happening, whereas this side is really flat. So I'm gonna repeat that on the other side. My cats are crazy. All right, now we've got some cheekbones. I'm gonna get a different brush. Hey, I don't know what you're doing over there, but you need to stop it. With this Storybook Cosmetics rose brush, this is like a thin kind of tapered, it's pretty dense. I'm gonna go into that same contour shade and I'm going to do the edges of my face. And then my jawline, ever so slightly. And then with this little, the Vintage Cosmetic Company Step 2 for the shadow brush, it's basically that Storybook Cosmetics brush, but teeny tiny. It's angled and it's dense. And I use the very, very tip of it to contour my nose. Not that I need to contour my nose. You can see it has like natural shadow there. I just want to enhance it so everything looks uniform. So again, just with the tippity tippity tip right there, and then tappity tappity tap, and then I'm going to follow that natural shadow. You want to follow the natural lines of your face because that's going to make everything, even though putting makeup on is not considered natural, it gives it the most natural look, so it doesn't look like you're completely trying to like change the shape of your face. And you know, you should embrace who you are, all right? Just fucking enhance your natural beauty. You don't need to look like anybody the fuck else. You don't need to act like anybody the fuck else. Like, do you, boo-boo. Blend it out with the clean part. Okay, now that we're looking very defined, the next step that I do is bronzer. And I really like this Crown brush. It's like a fluffy, it doesn't have a name, but you know, I really like this. I use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Mine is the light bronzer because I'm very pale. Common theme is gonna be find what works for your skin tone, find what works for your undertone, like everything catered to you. Just enhance the natural you, okay? So I'm gonna take this, tap it off. And then I always start by tapping just because it places the product there, and then I'll start swooshing around and stuff, because you don't want to accidentally like deposit a whole bunch of fucking product by just like swishing in the wrong place. So I go with the bronzer, I go right on top of the contour. So like my contour is right there, I go right on top of it, and then I kind of put it in my hairline a little bit up towards my temple. And I just feel like that helps add a little more dimension. See, you can see there's more cheek there. There's more cheek. So it's not quite where your blush goes, and it's a little bit above your contour. That, and then same thing on the forehead. Technically we're going below the contour because the contour is like right in my hair. So pretty much on my forehead is where I'm going with this. And this just brings life back to the skin. Makeup is so much fucking fun. Like, I don't know if it's as fun to y'all as it is to me, but like, I really fucking enjoy this. Do a little bit on the jawline. Not give myself a 5 o'clock shadow, but you know, just give myself life. Go over the nose a little bit. Just warms things up. The next step is blush. I have been really enjoying this Milani blush. This is in the shade Tea Rose 08. I feel like this complements me really well. I do not do well with like pink stuff. Like in my BoxyCharm, I got this Pretty Vulgar blush, and it is so fucking pink. And I just feel like when I wear shades like that, it makes me look like a hooker or like a clown or something. So can't wear this. Need to find somebody to give that to. I don't have a whole lot of friends that wear makeup. Pinks, bright blues, those colors don't really work well with me. I'm more of an earth tone. Purples, I can do purples, reds, browns. I'm not really into grays. It's too cool tone since I'm cool tone. I don't know. That's just the way I work. So I take this big fluffy, whatever this is, BMX 130 pointed blush brush, and I get all up in here. This is not extremely pigmented, so you can kind of go in like that. Tap it on the apples of my cheeks, just tap it around. I think this gives me a nice kind of natural flush. I've been wearing this so fucking much. Like, this is what I've been wearing. No other blush. And then I'll dust the excess off. I have like a washcloth on my vanity, and that's what I just tap all the excess off of my brush with. And then just blend it around. And see how we're living again? And again, if you accidentally apply your blush too dark, just take your favorite powder brush and go over the top with a little bit of powder. It'll kind of mute it. My next step that I do is highlighter. I have been really enjoying, I really like Wet n Wild now that I'm seeing all of the Wet n Wild products that I have. These Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powders. This one is in Blossom Glow. It's very, very pale. So I've got my Morphe M510. Gonna grab that, tap it on the high points like so. Dust the excess off, and then blend. I think that is really pretty. And then I'll take it and I'll do it just on the tip of my nose here. Basically, you want to do it on the high points of your face, much like concealer. On my lip. And then I saw Manny like does it right here, so I want to try that too. Give my chin a little orgasm. And then I'll go right here on the sides of my forehead, just so any way I turn, you know, I catch the light. Now that I've got my base down, I'm going to set my face. I set it a couple different times. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Matte Finish. This, I feel like, really helps lock everything into place. It helps to fight oils even more. And so after I get this base down, before I do my eyes and everything, I will set my face with this. You want to make sure to always do a close-up of your face after pretty much every step. So I'm going to blot the little dots away from the setting spray. So far I feel like both sides of my face look the same, but here, you be the judge. This is Tatcha. This is Bobbi Brown. Ooh, itchy nose, itchy nose. All right, now that my face is set, I do eyes. I don't know what order you do your makeup in. I do all of this and then I do my eyes and then I do my lips. I feel like my makeup routine kind of changes a lot, so don't feel like you have to be set in one certain way. Don't feel like you have to follow the steps that I do to a T or that any beauty YouTuber does to a T. Different things work for different people. Jackie Aina, for example, she puts her primer on and then she sets her primer with powder and then she puts on foundation. That scares the living shit out of me. I don't think I'm gonna try that. Some people do their eyes first. Some people do their eyebrows before the rest. Like Kathleen Lights puts her eyebrows on before the rest of her face, and that's just not what works for me. So find the order of things that works for your specific style. Makeup is all tailored to you, to enhance you. So do what makes you happy, okay? That's keys to life, keys to makeup. Just do what makes you fucking happy, and that's all that fucking matters. So now let's do some eye makeup. I'm gonna do a Jeffree Star look. I have an issue where I'm just not imaginative with palette, and I'll end up doing like the same look no matter what fucking palette I use. So I'm gonna try to change it up. I don't wanna be too crazy for work. I'm gonna go into Tongue Pop right here. This is like kind of a pinky neutral shade. Always dust it off. And this is gonna be my transition. The key to making eyeshadow look good, and again, anything, is blending. So you wanna set down a transition color that all the other colors are gonna like blend into, and you just build off of that. I'll start by tapping it on the outside of my eye and tapping it into the crease just to set that pigment down. And then I go through and I blend. And I blend it like all the way up to my eyebrow, just all around. Ooh, I'm very hungry. Jesus. And then with the same brush, oh, by the way, I was using this fluffy blending brush. Use whatever brush works for you, but I recommend like a fluffy blending brush. Now let's go into, we're gonna go into Cake Mix. It's a more brown kind of neutral. It's this one right here. And we're gonna basically repeat the same process, just a tad bit more contained. And then I'm gonna wipe off the excess from my brush and blend out a lot bigger. Okay, that's a nice kind of base. And I always tend to lean towards colors that are like this. It's like a warm pinky, peachy undertone, and then I end up doing like purples. But I feel like those kind of colors really work well with, like, I have light blue eyes, and it just, I don't know, it works. I'm gonna use this Storybook Cosmetics. It's still a blending brush, but it's a little bit more tapered. Mine's a little fucked up, but it's supposed to be more like that shape. So it's kind of pointed, so it'll help me get into the crease better. The way you apply your eyeshadows is gonna vary depending on your eye shape. I have very hooded eyes, and so I need to focus things like in and around the crease and just really, really blend things out so that you can see them whenever my eye is like open. Because like this, you can see everything, but when I look straight at you, my eyelids disappear. Somebody like Jeffree Star, his fucking eyelids are perfect and just is like this much lid space even when his eyes are open, and I'm so fucking jealous of that. So figure out what your eye shape is, if you've got hooded eyes, if you've got deep set eyes. I learned by looking things up, like makeup for hooded eyes, things like that, like tips and tricks. And so for hooded eyes, you'll want to like bring things out, especially if it's like super deep set. Like you want to focus more like bringing it out and focusing on the upper part here, because you're not going to see your eyelid at fucking all, and you still want to make it look like it's there, and it'll be a lot less that you can do, but I mean, you can still make it work. I personally do not wear eyeliner because of my hooded eyes. I've spoken about it before, where I've talked about how it just covers up all of the eyeshadow that I've done, and then also the eyeliner will transfer to the top part of my eyelid here. I will, if I feel like I need a little extra oomph, I'll take my MAC 212, which is just like a skinny definer brush here, and I'll dip it in a darker shadow and I'll just press it along my lash line, and that will give me like a nice defined kind of base at the base of my lashes, but it won't look crazy. I used to do winged eyeliner and everything, but I gave up on it. I just gave up on it. All right, so next I want to dip into Cherry Soda, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to focus that mainly on the tip of my brush and really smack that off. Okay, and this I'm going to again start by tapping on the outside of my eye, and then I'll tap it into the crease, keeping it much lower. And I pretty much bring it in all the way. I'll stop like right there, but then when I blend it. And then I'm gonna wipe the excess off, and with the same brush, just blend everything again. I know it's difficult when you're first starting out with makeup to know like what sort of brushes you should be using and everything. What I've learned is soft brushes. Like, I really fucking love soft brushes. This Storybook Cosmetics brush is super soft, but it's also like, it's stiff, but it's soft. So like, it doesn't scratch my eyelids at all, but it really helps to blend things because of how soft the bristles are. If you want to get into your crease, you want to get something that's more pointed. For blending, it's something that's a little fluffier. I used the fuck out of this. I don't even know what brush this is, but I use the fuck out of this. I used to just do all of my eyeshadow with this one brush. I haven't used this in a long time, but I still keep it. Find what feels the best on your eyes. I know it can be a little bit intimidating. You can do an entire look with a fucking blending brush. I did it for fucking years, but I've started using more brushes. All right, so there we go. We've got a pink. It's weird how red that looks, and then on my eye it's pink. I don't know. And I'm gonna blend this out even more. I'm gonna go back with that big fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go into Cake Mix again, the kind of more brown toned one. And I'm just gonna get up around the edges here, because blending is very important, y'all. I think I wanna play with Prick a little bit and Blood Sugar, so I'm gonna put this down, and then I'll put this kind of on top of it. So with this Makeup Geek Outer V brush, looks like that, I'm going to dip into Prick here, a little tap off, and I'm going to lightly tap it, oh yeah, on the outside of my lid like that. Kind of like the outer half, the outer third. My apologies. And just tapping. I am not blending at all. Let me get a little bit closer so y'all can see me. Get up into the crease a little bit. Ouch. Anybody else not able to see the eyebrow hairs they need to pluck until you fucking put like powder on your face? And then I'm gonna take Cherry Soda with that same brush, and I'm gonna just focus it a little bit further out, not come quite in as far, so that you can still see the separation of those colors. I'm sorry, this is called Blood Sugar, not Cherry Soda. So you can see it's got a little bit more kind of a red. I like to keep it really light in the center of my eyes, unless I'm doing like an intense like all over smoky eye, which I do sometimes. But typically it'll be like darker on the outside, and then it'll be like a really light shade on the inside. And I don't know, I like the way that looks. That's kind of my style. With this brush that came in my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, it's kind of a smaller blending brush. I'm gonna go into Blood Sugar again. This is just gonna put the color down differently, a lot lighter. I'm really gonna dust that off. And I wanna just kind of get it in the crease so that everything blends together. looks seamless and uniform and like it's supposed to happen. And I'm not even blending, like I'm literally just tapping, but you can see the difference. I can see the difference. I don't know if you can see the difference. Okay, gorgeous. I'm gonna take this Makeup Geek small crease brush, just a little tiny, this is a pencil brush, I don't know. And with Intravenous, it's this dark brown color right here. Dip the little tip into that, tap it off. And on the very outside, just to give even more dimension, I'm gonna kind of draw like a 7. And then I'm gonna take my blending brush with no excess product and I'm just gonna blend it a little bit. That way there's no harsh lines. But it gives it a little bit more dimension, in my opinion. By the way, I never know what my eyeshadow is gonna look like when I sit down to do my makeup. It's whatever mood I'm in, whatever I feel like, whatever just comes to me. And my looks are not planned out at all. I don't know how people plan looks. All right, so with my finger, I'm gonna take sweetener. I'm gonna put that on the inner half of my eyelid. Is that what this portion is? I wanna kind of blend it on all that shit that we did on the outside too. Again, for seamlessness. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. I always end up doing something that looks like a fucking sunset, and I don't know, that's just, I guess that's my aesthetic. With my MAC 212, I'm going to dip into cherry soda. I'm gonna put that right up against the lash line, just on the outer third. With that Makeup Geek pencil brush, I'm gonna dip into Tongue Pop, that transition shade that I used at the beginning, tap that off, and then I'm gonna blend that. I don't know about y'all, but I have a hard time keeping my eye open when I'm blending my lower fucking lash line. It just gets all up into my sensitive ass eyes. I have special eyes! And then we're gonna go into Intravenous, that dark shade, and just blend a little bit of that on the very outside corner, again, just for depth. And then I'm basically gonna match the top to the bottom, so I'm gonna take sweetener. I'm gonna put that on the inner part of my lower lash line. Ah, this hurts my eye when I do this with this shade, so let's close it and not sting my eyes. And did I wipe my eye boogers out before I started? I don't know. Then for the inner corner, I'm gonna do sweetener. Since we've got pink in this look, I think and it's pretty light, so I think it'll be good for an inner corner highlight. And we're just gonna tap that on the inner corner here. I think it makes for a pretty cool, like, little transition. Yeah, I like that. Love eyeshadow so much. So that is what we have for our eyes so far. I'm gonna do my eyebrows. The last video you saw me do makeup in, I used the IT Cosmetics brow thing, whatever, but keeping on theme with my makeup routine just changing all the fucking time because I just want to try new things. I got the Milani pomade and I use soft brown. Let me find the little brush that came with it because I actually like it. I normally don't like brushes that come in things. Here it is. And so it's got the spoolie and then it's got the little definey part. And I'm gonna brush my eyebrows. And again, whenever you're doing your eyebrows, you just wanna follow the natural shape of what you have, okay? If you wanna change the shape of your eyebrows, like go to a salon, have them wax or pluck your eyebrows to your desired shape and then fill them in based on that shape, and whatever hairs are around it, pluck that so that your hair will grow into the normal eyebrow shape that you want. And so I'm gonna take that and I start like halfway on the outside, just underneath. And following that natural line there. And then go to the top. Same deal. And then I fill it in. Like that. I'll go in for another dip. And I like scrape the sides off like that. So it's a very precise application. Then I'll start here. Connect that and then fill in. I hate when beauty gurus go, ugh, you've seen me do my eyebrows a million times, so I'm just gonna do them off of camera. And I'm like, but I wanna see you do your eyebrows because I don't know how to do my eyebrows. So show me how to do them in this video. Just because other people have seen you do your eyebrows don't mean that I have, and I don't wanna go find a video where you're doing your eyebrows. And my eyebrows are like not really even. So I try to fix that to make the shapes as similar as possible. And then this one is further in than this one, but I like where this sits. So I just kind of create like a false, like I'll just watch. There, that way they're more like in the same place. So now that I've filled them in, I'll take the spoolie part and I'll brush them again. It just kind of helps even everything out, lighten anything up. And then I'm gonna go over top with the brow gel, just to keep everything in place. This is a little tiny cute. Oh, this is what I'm using, the brow gel. Got it in a BoxyCharm. I really like BoxyCharm. Okay, and now that my brows are done, I'm gonna go back to my eyes. And with that blending brush, just blend a little bit more just to make sure that everything is completely seamless. And then I'll do a brow bone highlight. With that pencil brush again, I'm gonna make sure there's no product on it, and I'm gonna take the same highlighter that I put on my cheeks, and I'm gonna do it just on my brow bone. Again, just tapping it like so. And now I'm gonna do my mascara. I feel like my eyeshadow looks pretty good right now, even without the mascara, but the mascara always fucking ties it together. Like, that's just, this is what makes it done. And I'm using my Butter London double decker lashes. I got this in a BoxyCharm and I really fucking like this. I think it looks wispy and natural. I don't like when lashes are like clumpy. I'm not into that look. And then I always will run my finger just right underneath the lower lashes just to get any excess mascara off of there so that that doesn't like transfer to my face at some point, because I have pretty long lashes. I don't wear false lashes or anything. Not to brag. I have definitely had mascara transfer onto my face before, and I hate that. Hate it a lot. Awesome. All right. And then the last thing that I do is lipstick, and then I set my face again. I always choose my lipstick based on what eyeshadow I do, unless I'm like, oh, I got this lipstick and I want to like gear my eyeshadow around it. Sometimes I do that. And I'll usually do it by just like holding up I'm shook. I mean, I'm not shook. That's what this is called. I really like Jeffree Star's lip products, by the way. Okay, I'm shook is definitely the winner. I really enjoy liquid lipsticks, especially matte formulas. I feel like they last really long on my lips. I really like Jeffree Star's liquid lip formula the best. It stays on my lips all day. It doesn't get like crusty or crunchy. I really like Milani lipsticks as well. Their matte colors are nice and they're not drying, but also I kind of like their satin finish. This burnt red is like a satin finish. Satin finish. And I'll run my finger along the edge of my lips to make sure everything is smooth. Ooh, this fucking color is so perfect for this eye look. Oh my god. And I don't have to take that with me because this is literally gonna stay put all fucking day. I'm gonna be drinking water out of a fucking straw all night long and like taste testing things, and this will literally look the fucking same. You'll see when I do my fucking check-in. Let me set my face, and I'm gonna use the Morphe continuing setting mist. This, it feels like I'm not putting anything on my face. This mist is so fucking fine. Hopefully you found some of this, you know, helpful. So you can see my makeup stayed on pretty well, and holy shit. Okay, hold up y'all. This is the Tatcha side and this is the Bobbi Brown side. You see this oil here? Oh my god, I think the Bobbi Brown side might have the Tatcha side beat. Look at that fucking... Oh hey, my eyeshadow actually stayed pretty nice today. Okay. Huh. Wow, look at that. Ooh, Bobbi Brown. Bobbi Brown coming through fighting them oils. Tatcha, come on, you. Like, Well, there's that test. Bye. With my dirty ass hair trying to do that fucking drop.
I'm gonna wash my hair tonight, okay?
Okay, bye.